Welcome to the No Dick Pics podcast. I'm Christina.
I'm Max.
This is episode 62. It's another Ask Max and Christina episode.
7 more, my favorite episode.
Oh, yeah. You're a grown-up. So I will say that episode with Angela was one of our best episodes I think we've had. Like, of all 3 seasons, I think that was one of our best ones. We got probably the most followers since our episode with Fred from that one. So if you're new to our show, thank you for following us and listening. Especially if you came here from Angela. She was amazing. It was a great episode, and we have lots more to talk about with her. So I would love to have her back. I thought you were ready.
The shirt, I don't like. It's like, ugh. It's all wavy and...
You want to go change?
I'm good.
You're going to be distracted? Go change. You're going to do this the whole show.
I know. Wearing your sweatshirt.
Wow, look at you. First time, did you do that to make me happy?
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, so our episode, let's talk about our episode with Angela. It was a hit. So we have a lot more to talk about with her, so I would love to have her back. And what are you doing?
God, I'm upset. Ugh.
About what?
No, the Michigan game. They haven't played. They haven't played like the last month. They've played like shit, but they've just been beating teams. But they're just ugh.
I thought it was something real, and then it's about sports. So yeah, okay. Well, let's jump into questions, and we're attempting to keep this a relatively short episode because I know the last one was long. Every now and then we do an episode called Ask Max and Christina. You send us your questions about relationships, dating, whatever it is, and we try to help you. Sometimes we have a professional with us. Sometimes we don't. Are we professionals? Do we know what we're talking about? Not like
half the time.
We don't have license or anything, but like I feel like we give good advice. So take it for what it is. We're not doctors. We're not therapists. We just have thoughts and opinions, and we want to share it with you guys. Okay. So,
I don't think Dr. Phil's really a doctor, so.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you have questions for us, for dating advice, for relationships, for anything, if you have questions you want to ask us about us, send us questions anytime. We do these a couple times a season, so send in your questions. The first question we have is, am I crazy or is this valid?
No, you're crazy.
Oh. Not me.
No, I know that person. If you ask that, like I know this is a dumb question, and I used to have a teacher said, no, only dumb people ask dumb questions.
Okay. Am I crazy or is this valid? I've been seeing this guy for 2 months. We basically decided to be exclusive from the start. I've never juggled dating or talking to multiple people. I honestly don't know how people do it. I barely have the bandwidth to deal with one person. What is valid? I've never thought of it that way.
But they were committed from the beginning, like what, after the first date?
She doesn't talk to multiple people because she says she doesn't have the bandwidth for multiple people. And he said he likes to focus on one person at a time as well.
That's a line.
I mean, probably. We are obviously still early on. It's been 2 months. But things are going really well, except for one really weird thing. He brings his phone with him everywhere, to the bathroom, to the kitchen, if he's going to grab something from the other room. Each time, his phone goes with him. That's shady, right? I'm not asking to go through his phone or anything, and I wouldn't if he left it behind, but why the secrecy? Am I overreacting, or do you believe this is weird too? Do either of you do this, and does it bother the other person?
It's what everyone does.
Yeah, okay, so there are a few things here.
If you don't bring it to the bathroom, then you're going to be bored.
What are you doing? Yeah. No, so could it be shady? Sure. Could it just be someone who is addicted to their phone? Yeah. Because I bring my phone with me everywhere I go to. And like every now and then I'll leave it behind. If I did, I wouldn't care if we looked at it. I don't think you'd care if I looked at yours. I wouldn't, because why? I don't need to.
I don't think it's shady. I just think that's just how everyone is today.
Right. It's not a promise that it's not shady, because could he be talking to other people? Sure. Totally. That doesn't mean he's
But
is.
I
That's
think
not
it's
the
a
sign of
reaction.
it.
Like whatever room he goes to, he just grabs his phone. It
Right.
doesn't mean like he's on it. He just grabs it.
So it could just be that he's one of these people who his phone, like mine is right here, is my security blanket. This goes with me everywhere I go. And it's not a trust thing.
I would
Like
rather
it's
lose my wallet than my phone.
yeah. So it's not a lack of trust that like I don't leave it around Max or I don't leave it at my desk at work. I just always have my phone with me. It's just always with me.
If she asks to look at the phone and he freaks out, then you know he's hiding something.
Yeah.
But
It's not a sign that he's being shady. It's just could
that's
he
life.
be?
But this is what people do. People bring their phone everywhere.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't think
So
it's anything.
we can't promise that it's not anything because it could be. But is that a sign that it's something? No, not really. If
Especially
he
early
is,
on.
yeah, if he is turning his phone away from you every time you walk by, or flipping it over, or being real like weird about it like that, maybe. But maybe talk to him about it because you said that you're exclusive, but it has only been 2 months. Has it actually been discussed? Like, have we actually said we are only seeing each other? Or we're just assuming that? Also, it's only been 2 months. Like, who cares what he does with his phone? And even if he did leave it around or whatever, if someone's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. If someone's gonna talk to other people, they're gonna do it, whether they're trying to hide it from you or not. Like knowing having his phone left behind doesn't mean he's not talking to other people. He could
Yeah,
be.
I just
So I oh wow. Thanks,
hear
Oreo.
that.
Yeah. So talk to him about it if it's really bothering you. But if he if he's giving you a reason to think there's something shady, then yeah. But like if he hasn't, because she said it's going really well except for this one thing, then I mean, maybe ask yourself why it's bothering you. Like what's making you feel this way? And it kind of goes back to last week where we're like we bring our old relationships with us into new ones. If someone else did something like that to you, that doesn't mean this person is.
Unless he's getting text messages constantly. You hear like
Mm-hmm.
bing, 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 like I'm getting right now through
Mm.
work. No,
Who are you
work.
talking
Everyone's
to?
asking. They're
What's her
asking.
name? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, the phone thing is like that's just how I'm curious how old she is too.
Yeah, she could be younger because I don't know,
No, I
but
think
part
she
of it
could be
is
older
oh, true.
because
Um,
the younger they are, the more they have their phones. I would think.
maybe I don't know. I have my phone with me every
All the time.
second of every
I do the
day,
same
and
thing. Yeah.
I'm not hiding anything.
The only time
Like,
I leave it, I'll have it up. I'll have it at my desk, and if something comes up, I'll go and I'll leave it. Sometimes I've left it a couple times in the car or on the forklift, but yeah,
I left it in a cart one time at Target. I almost died.
in
I had,
Costco
yeah. Oh, I did leave it at Costco.
because she texted
Priscilla,
me.
because
Yeah,
Priscilla texted.
yeah.
All right. Next question. Dear Max and Christina, congrats on your 2 year anniversary.
Thank
What do you
you.
guys, yeah, thank you. What do you guys do to keep your relationship healthy? There's 3 questions, so I'll just ask them one at a time. What do you do to keep your relationship healthy?
A podcast.
I was waiting to hear your answer. That's your answer? The podcast?
No, that's one of the things that keep our relationship healthy.
Yeah, because I think it forces us to have conversations. What else? I want to hear your answer to this.
What else? Healthy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think we communicate well. We're
Yeah.
very open.
I don't think
Um,
we hide much from each other. Like I don't,
no.
or if anything, I don't think. I think we're just very open and very comfortable with each other, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes a ton of effort to keep us healthy because I think we're just naturally more compatible. Like we're a good fit for each other, so it's not as hard as like some other relationships may have
Yeah, when
been
you're not
because
giving me too much Zepbound, we're good.
I'm trying to kill you.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think, like you said, we communicate. I think we spend a lot of time together. Like we spend quality time. We try to spend quality time together.
I
Doesn't
mean,
always happen.
lately we haven't had a lot of quality time together.
Right.
So
But I think we make a point out of spending time like one on one together. Even like when we're home, we're usually together. We're not usually like separate, like ignoring each other. So I
we're
don't know. I
never
think
really in separate rooms unless we do a
no.
podcast.
Right. But I don't know. I think we prioritize when we can spending time together, especially when it's like downtime. We're going to be together because, you know, we had to spend the whole day apart.
Good answer.
Maybe that helps. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah, if we
good.
worked together, it probably wouldn't be the same.
What do you mean?
Like if
What?
we worked together,
Oh, worked
or
together? I don't know. I think we'd be fine then too. We can spend a lot of time. Well, I can spend a lot of time with you without getting tired of you. I don't know if you get tired of me,
I
but
don't know, tired. Well, it depends. I mean, you wouldn't be at my job now because
no.
no one's there. So
Um, I don't know. I don't. I just think we're a good fit. So it just makes it easy
two
to.
peas in a pod.
It just makes it easy for us to stay in a good place. Okay. Um, this is a good one. What issues do you guys face now that you didn't face in the earlier days? Because things
But
are different. Like we're in a
yeah,
different place.
I don't know. Maybe just like the dynamic with having the kids involved and
I don't know that that's an,
prioritizing.
I don't know that that's an issue though.
It's not an issue, but
Yeah.
it could become a problem like this weekend. I mean, they weren't an issue, but I was supposed to have the weekend off, and then I had to.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's again not really an issue. It's more of a that's just shit happens, you know. Was I upset about it? Yeah, I was, but I wasn't upset with you. At no point was I upset with you. Like I was upset with the situation, not the fact that the kids are going to be here. I love having them here. Like I'm always, if we didn't have anything going on, I would have been like, keep them forever. I don't care. I like having them around. But in that moment, I was a little upset because we had
I mean, I
plans
think
and I
it's
was very
tougher
excited
to
about it.
just to have time with just us. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's tough. But I mean, like, you just have to. I mean, deal with it. Like, life is just. It's crazy now with work and kids and everything, and it's like the middle of winter, and it's fucking
This is a
freezing
hard time
now.
of year. It's kind of
Yeah,
surprising that we met at this time of year and like did so well because this is not a great time of year for you and you started a relationship at this time of year.
yeah.
So that was surprising. I don't know. I think for me, the issues that we have now that we didn't have then, I think like trying to keep things like exciting and like they were when we were new. And that doesn't last forever, but like I feel like we are in the honeymoon stage for a really long time, and I actually think like right now we're coming out of it because it's still like new-ish, but not really. We live together, we do every day together. And so I think trying to keep it like feeling like the honeymoon stage has been harder, but it's not something that's supposed to last forever anyway. That doesn't mean we're not happy. I think we're still happy. I think it's just not as like new and shiny as it was.
Well,
What do
yeah,
you think?
because we weren't living together, so we'd see each other. It was exciting, and then because and now like we're so used to seeing each other every day,
Yeah,
and you take for granted all the stuff, but it's like, but it's still good. I mean, I'm excited to come home,
that's good.
except on Tuesdays.
Why? Because we're recording?
It's like going to the gym. Like I just don't want to go, but then once I get into it and start doing it, it's like okay, this isn't bad. But well,
Yeah.
the Tuesdays is like so Mondays. I don't really know what's going on because it's still Monday. But then Tuesdays is like oh, it's Tuesday. It's like oh, and then tomorrow I have the kids, and then the craziness begins. But now we have a
Mm-hmm.
sick kid, so it's not going to be as crazy,
Or crazier. Who knows?
right? Well, no, with
We'll
a sick
see.
kid, it's like one less thing. So it's only one kid then you have to
I mean,
handle.
hopefully he's feeling better tomorrow. Do you have anything else to add with issues that we face now that we didn't then?
I mean, I just think it's tougher like you said, like I think we're out of the honeymoon phase.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tougher because we have to find time to do things, and sometimes you just like take it for granted and stuff. And like some weekends, I just don't want to do anything, and it's just like I
I
enjoy
love that
just
though.
yeah. So
Yeah, I love when we don't have anything to do and we just chill and just like that happened. What was it? A couple weekends ago. It was like real
yeah,
cold, and we just did nothing for an entire day, and it was amazing because I think we both needed it.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you just need to relax. And it's also, it's like, with the cold and shit, like you really don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I had my trainer on Monday and Friday, the two fucking coldest days. That was
yeah.
miserable.
What
Like,
else did she
here's a
ask?
perfect example, and this is kind of like my laziness. Like, so like we'll have a weekend together, right? And I'll be like, oh, I want to take you out. I want to take you out for dinner that night. I remember we were talking about it, and we're like, do we want it? And we kept like talking ourselves out of it. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we'll just get takeout. But like that's the thing. It's like I want to do something nice with you, but then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, like once it gets dark, it's like, maybe we'll just stay in.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
and we
nice
went
to.
out. I mean, well, you went out last weekend, but we went to brunch on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and we spent a couple hours in the city, which was fun. I mean, if the weather was nicer, we probably would have
Yeah, it
stayed a
was a
little.
little rough, like trudging through like the snow because like it was snowing so hard that like the sidewalks weren't clear, and we were just like slipping and sliding everywhere. But it was fine. It was fun.
Yeah,
I love Southport. Southport is
yeah.
one of my favorite parts of the city. Also because my friend's there. Okay, she also asked, "Have you had a fight yet? Have we had a okay? Have we
We
had
had
a
a
fight?
little one,
We've had.
the one
It
that you
was
got all grumpy about,
which time?
because I made a comment about like not sure if I want to get married, and
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was probably I would say that was probably our first like actual fight, but we still haven't like yelled at each other.
I just ignored you because I was like, I don't
Well,
want to
it
do
was
this.
also a very big misunderstanding. That was not a time that we communicated. Um, we still haven't like yelled. There's been no like raising of voices. Which
I don't think I'm much of a yeller though, unless it's like sports or
have you though in
driving.
other relationships where you fought? Has it gotten to the point where you're like
There was
raising your
only
voice
one
or
that
no?
we really fought towards the end.
What are you doing?
I'm checking the score.
I'm talking about us. This is one of my issues that I have.
I know.
Yeah, so I'll explain what happened because
So
I don't mind.
I'm sorry. So I'll come on and say it. Like when I first started dating, like I told people there were two things. I didn't want to have kids, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I wanted to get married again. I wasn't sure. I always said it depends if it like if it feels right, but it was in early in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always felt like I got married once. I don't know if I want to do it again. So now with this relationship, a couple years in, I know you want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't said like no, I don't want to get married, but it's something like I've thought about it. I'm still thinking about it, but it's still like to me, it's still another year or two down the line if I think about it. Just with everything, there's a lot going on, and I
Yeah.
know there's never a good time, but it doesn't mean I'm not thinking about it. Part of me is like, why do it again? Like we're living together, like everything is working. Why fuck around with it? And that's kind of how I see. But I understand why you want to get married, and I get it. But it's also like I want to eventually do it, but it's like not on my plate right now, if that makes sense. And I'm not avoiding it. It's just like I just like right now it's not a. And it sounds kind of bad, but it's not on the top of my list right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I have thought about it, and I'm not saying no. I'm probably more inclined to say yes now than I was like 2 3 years ago. I just
I
never
mean, I would hope so.
I just never
You didn't
thought
know
I would
me
meet
3 years
someone
ago.
that I'd want to get married again.
Mm-hmm.
And it has nothing to do with like, oh, the first one didn't work out. It's just sometimes like I've known people that haven't got married and they're fine. And I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people that and I know a lot of people that just don't want to get married again. Now it's also people that have been married two or three times too.
Yeah. It is more important to me than I thought it was. When us even when we first started dating, I didn't know how important it was to me, but it is. It's something that I want. It's something that I want to do. I'm not crying. It's just my leaky eyeball. Um, but the fight that we had was again not really a fight. It was more of a we were not
On
what's
the
the word
same
I'm looking for?
page.
We weren't on the same page and we were not communicating effectively. And so the thing about the holidays is, I'm sure other single people have noticed this. A lot of people get engaged during the holidays. It's like every fucking day someone gets engaged. Like literally every day, every other day, someone I knew was getting engaged. One of my coworkers got engaged. One of my old friends got engaged. Another one of our friends got engaged. It was just like one of my friends' kids got engaged. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I think it just happens with the holidays. People just like to propose around the holidays. I was not saying I wanted him to propose to me today or tomorrow. I was just like, man, this is like, one, I'm jealous. I'll admit it. I'm envious of these people getting proposed to, their cute proposals, all this stuff. I'm sincerely happy for all of my friends who have gotten engaged recently. I'm sincerely happy for them. Am I also deeply jealous? Yeah, because I never had like a grand gesture. And I keep seeing this stuff happening. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And it's hard not to be envious of it. And that's not also not why I want to get married, just to put that out there. I want to get married for real reasons, like for the commitment and for the, I don't know, the level of relationship I feel like you get to at that point. I feel like we're very close to that now. So it's just like a commitment to someone to like promise forever to them, even though we both understand that that might not actually be the case because we've both been divorced.
Yeah.
But I think where the argument happened was I'm sitting here getting all jealous of all these engagements, and he made it seem like the way he said it, I took it as, I don't even know if I want to get married. Like, I'm not even think this isn't even on my radar. And I'm like, we have talked about it. We've talked about it on the show a few times. And so I'm like, what do you mean it's not on your radar? And you're like, I'm not even thinking about it. And what you meant in the
Was that
moment,
that at the moment?
you were not ready to propose to me during the 2025 holiday season. And that's not
Right.
what I meant, like, ever. And you meant right this moment. And so that was where our miscommunication was. So I got really upset because I'm like, we're not ever going to do this. Like, this is news to me because we've had discussions about this, including on here, that
Yeah.
were different. And so I was like, okay, that's news to me that you aren't even considering it now. So I got upset. I shut down, which is what I do sometimes when I get
I
upset.
knew,
I
and
just,
so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna avoid
yeah.
this, and
And
that's what I do. I just like I want to avoid it. I was like,
yeah,
I'm just not gonna say anything.
I'll say that's not a real healthy way to deal with it. But we talked about it the next day because I was still real upset the next day because I don't let go of things. This is a thing he's well aware of. I don't let go of things. I'm not just going to pretend something didn't happen. I'm going to hang on to it until it's resolved because that's just who I am. And the next day, I brought it up again because I was still really upset about thinking, like, he's not even considering it. And that's when he clarified, like, I'm not ready to get engaged today. And I'm like, well, I didn't mean now. I just
As I
thought you meant
said, like I think it's
ever.
like I'm probably like a year or two down the line. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's kind of
No, I
how.
don't.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Because,
like I don't want to, but just like right now with every, and I think because I kind of made fun of because I feel like everyone gets engaged during the holidays, and I
hmm
even did that years
yeah,
ago.
and I was not expecting it for the holidays.
So
That wasn't something that was like, I don't know. That's not what I had meant. I was just jealous because everyone was getting engaged and
yeah,
it was so cute and bleh. Who isn't? Who isn't jealous of stuff like that? It's cute when like people make grand gestures like that and like make this whole thing. Like my friend at work is a photographer and like videographer, so he did this whole production, and I'm like, that's so cool. That's also his job to create content like that, so he's really good at it. So there's that too. But yeah, yes. To answer your question, yes, we have had a fight. I don't know that it was what a lot of people consider a fight though. Like it was a misunderstanding. We did not communicate effectively in that moment, but then we resolved it the next day and we were fine. So it's not like I don't know, it's not what I
yeah. When I
used to.
woke up, you're still a little pissy. I could tell. So I was like, because you're also
Yeah.
planning. I think that it was a kid's birthday party that day.
hmm So I don't let go of
You're
things.
like, hmm,
Hmm.
hmm.
That's a great impression of Christina. I don't know, but we haven't had a fight where we're saying mean things to each other. Like, we've never done that. So if that's what you mean, no, we haven't
Yeah, I
had a
haven't
fight
called
like
you the
that.
C word.
We are not unkind to each other. That hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to, because I don't think either of us are that type of person.
You know what I
So,
thought of when you said unkind?
what?
Totally weird. Be kind. Rewind.
The younger listeners aren't going to know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. We're fine. Um, am I a little like meh over like you're not there yet? Yeah, that bums me out. Cause like well,
I,
I've been
I
here.
I don't think so. I think of it so I'm there. Like I love you. I love like you know the best thing that's happened to me, and I like you do so much stuff for me that I can't ever say. I probably shouldn't have said like I'm like a year or two away, but I'm just like at this moment, like right now, I don't feel like it's in the it's in play right now, but it will be. Maybe it changes in like 3 4 months. I don't know. To me, there's just a lot going on. Just and so and I'm
Okay.
always like I'm a thinker, so I always have to be like 3 or 4 steps ahead. So when I do get to that point, I'm gonna be like, okay, when, where, all the stuff, and it's like, and you just kind of want like, just give me a ring and we'll deal with it later.
So I think this is another thing that we didn't agree on because we like it was a miscommunication thing. I feel like you think when you get engaged, you're like married, but you're not. It takes a long time to plan a wedding,
I
depending on
know. I
what you
just
do.
don't know. Like, I just don't know how I'm gonna feel like once that happens. Not that I'm like, oh no, but like I've always said, like I had a big wedding the first time. I don't want to do that again.
I don't think I want a big one either. The only thing is like we have a lot of friends and people who we
No, no,
like
and I've
enjoy
like,
and want to spend time with. So it's
right.
like, do you want to do something that includes all of them? Because we actually do have quite a few people that,
No, no.
if you
At first, I
really
would be
think
like
about
a
it.
destination wedding, but then I was thinking about it probably just somewhere in Chicago, probably in like
Hmm.
the spring or summertime when it's nice, and just yeah, it's not on my. I just I
It
don't
sounds like
it,
you've thought about it more than
right,
you're
but it comes
saying.
off like I'm just like right now it's just like there's more stuff going on, and I'm just it's not on the top of my list. I don't know that sounds bad, but it's not like I'm like oh it's 4 or 5 years online. No, like probably within a year I'm really like by next year really thinking about okay how are we gonna but I always like overthink it and then it's like
Hmm.
but I have thought about it. I have, and I've thought about it a lot. I was even thinking about this the other day, like obviously my kids will be fine with it because they love you and stuff, but like
Hmm.
it does change dynamic because all of a sudden like you have stepkids and I'll have stepkids. I thought about that. I mean your kids are older, but and there's also a dynamic like I always think of like certain exes, like your ex husband and my ex wife, and kind of
Hmm.
how that dynamic would be. I mean,
I really am not considering that because it's not
I know
any.
I don't I'm, like it's
They're
not.
not
Oh,
part of my
that's
decision making
right, right,
process.
right. They're not part of it, but I
Hmm.
mean, I think it'd just be like, ooh, like
Yeah,
you
I
know. So,
mean,
but I mean, at the end of the day, like I do want to marry you. I just don't know like when. But I'm like,
I have to tell you something. Okay, hang on, let me find. So I I was editing the last podcast, and you referred to your ex-wife as your first wife again, and you've done this twice now. And so I immediately text
oh,
Bridget, and I go, "I'm editing the show, and he just called his ex-wife his first wife, which means he plans to have a second wife." And I'm pretty sure he just proposed to me on the podcast. And she's like, "Totally, yes." So that's where my brain goes. I also overthink, but in a different, crazy way.
I know people are going to be like, "Oh, he's not that serious about it. He's just kind of putting it off." But I just like, just it's, I don't know. You could take it both ways. Like I understand why people want to get married, and that's fine. I've at least changed to the top. I've at least opened it up where, like, yeah, I think I do want to get married again. But it was like I didn't think that was possible because I just didn't think I was going to meet anyone because it was so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said like a year to two. That's not true. But it's just like I don't know. Like it's just.
What do you mean?
I mean, what if like in like 2 months I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like you know,
Yeah, I
not that
don't
I
love.
shouldn't say ready. I shouldn't say ready. I'm ready. It's just like I don't know. I'm all about timing, and I feel like right now. I mean, like right now, the timing. There's just a lot of shit going on. So it's
Hmm.
like
I feel
I don't
like there's
know.
always shit going on,
Right.
but I think when it comes to my kids both want it. So, like, I think your kids are probably, I don't know if you probably haven't even talked to them about it, but
But I think here's the thing. So I think they would be happy, but then
mm-hmm.
also for one of them, I think it would finally shut the door and like me and his mom are not,
Yes.
and I get it, but I think
Mm-hmm.
he also would be happy because he's like, hey, I get another like they talk a bonus mom. It's at the end of the day, I'm just putting it off right now, but I mean that's what it sounds like. I know people are gonna be like, oh, he's not real sick. Like I have thought about it. I've thought
Mm-hmm.
about it more than you would probably think I have.
Mm,
So
that's nice. It's good to hear.
like
Um,
part of me also thinks about I do want to do it before anything happens to like my mom and dad.
that's also been on my mind.
Yeah.
I would want them there because I love your mom. Your mom's awesome. And I don't know if I said it on the show, but your mom reminds me of my mom a lot. Like they would have been great friends because they were just very similar in how like generous and kind they are. So, I don't know. I feel like a special connection to your mom because she reminds me. I don't want to cry. Oh, she reminds me of my mom. So,
Yeah.
ugh, this
She likes you a
jumps
lot.
up out of nowhere.
She always like you better hang on to this one. So
Ugh, I don't like crying about stuff.
then
So
don't.
this is like a part I don't want to.
Don't cry.
Okay,
Oreo
no.
just looked at me with ears like, what?
This is the weird thing about grief is like it just jumps up and bites you out of nowhere sometimes, and I hate not having control of stuff like that because I don't like to cry in front of people. I hate crying in front of people.
We got to
So
transition because this went from like
I know.
Max and Christina to marriage to now like grief. So I guess at the end
Okay.
of the day, this is what I'll say about marriage. It's in my head and I've thought about it and it
Do
is
you
a
want to know
possibility.
why? Do you want to know the petty reason why I don't want it to be 2 years?
Yeah. Because I told you with my first wife, it was 4 years and then we got married.
He also said, he's like, yeah, it won't be the same. He's like, it'll probably be like half. I'm like, that's like right now. And you're like, whoa, never mind.
So between 2 and 4, let's go 3.
Okay. To get married?
No, no, just I don't know. So I'm going to make a promise and I'm not going to probably keep it. So
No. Okay, this is also something that I know about you. I love you. You say a lot of things.
I know I do.
You're a lot of talk. Sometimes the action follows. Sometimes it doesn't. So I have learned over the past 2 years that when you say something that like if it
Mhm.
happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I don't like go, "Oh, that'd be great. Let's do that." I'm just like, "All right. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, then I don't really expect it to because you're kind of all talk. Not always, but a lot of times. There's words, but not follow through.
Say more words.
Say more words. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm probably gonna edit a lot of that out. Okay, this is actually a good one. It's long too, so
Mm.
buckle up. Dear Max and Christina, I would love your input on a dilemma I'm having. I am developing feelings for my best friend's boyfriend. Bum bum bum.
Ooh, Jerry
Yeah.
Springer.
Mm-hmm. Backstory. We are all in our early 40s. My best friend has been with her boyfriend for about 5 years. They live together with her kids from a previous marriage and have dogs together. They are a great couple. I am single, no kids. I am the token single friend, and everyone is overly invested in my dating life and crazy stories and experiences. I spend a lot of time at my friend's house. She's not a sports fan, but I am. This is where it's gonna like hit you. Um, she is not a sports fan, but I am. I grew up watching football with my dad and my three brothers, and honestly, I'm probably the biggest fan of all of them. I grew up in Texas, so I'm far from my family now and watch most games at my friend's house. She just doesn't care and doesn't make an attempt to care about football. A lot of the time, her boyfriend and I spend the entire time talking to just each other about whatever game is going on. I used to not see him as anything but my friend's man, but lately I've started to have feelings for him. I have no idea if he feels the same way or not. He jokes around with me, but he hasn't crossed any lines or been flirty. I have no intention of acting on this, but it sucks because I really care about him and really love spending time with him. What do I do? Do I spend less time there? Do I tell my friend? Question mark.
No. So first of all, I think so she's single and so she like hangs out with him. So someone like it's him being nice with to her and she
Mhm.
sees that, like, oh. And but first of all, so whatever like feelings or whatever, she needs to like she don't tell her friend because that's gonna ruin everything.
Yes.
And you don't act on. I mean, if he hasn't acted on it, he's not going. I mean, like I said, sometimes maybe he'll be flirty or something, but doesn't sound like anything like that. So I
Yeah,
feel
she
like they're
said he hasn't
spending.
been flirty. He hasn't crossed
Yeah,
any lines. He
she
jokes with
spends a
her.
lot of time with him, and they're
Mhm.
getting to know each other. But like that's it. Like they're just friends, and he's probably not even thinking like that. And I would
Yeah.
just leave it at that. Now, if you feel like you're falling for him, yeah, I would like. I probably wouldn't be spending as much time over there because the more time you spend with them, the more you're gonna talk yourself into doing something stupid. But you absolutely not do not tell your friend unless something
N-
happened. So like if they kissed or something happened, maybe
Yeah.
then you'd have to tell your friend. But like right now, don't tell it because then she's not gonna trust you around him, and
Mhm.
it's all
Well, and
bad.
it doesn't sound like anything's gone on. It's just a feeling she's having. But
Right.
what I would say is, yeah, I agree. Don't tell her because there's nothing to tell. You're just going to cause friction where there doesn't need to be. I think what I think is happening is she's actively dating. So she's seeing a lot of really shitty dudes.
Right.
She's experiencing a lot of bad dates or whatever, crazy stories, like she said. So she's spending time with a guy who's a nice dude, who's not treating her like shit, like some of her dates might be. That
And
doesn't
one, yeah,
equal
I'm
a
sorry. So one of
relationship.
the dynamics I think.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I notice is so she says football is very close to her and her dad, and her
Mm-hmm.
family is far away. So I'm also thinking he reminds her maybe of like not her dad, but like family. She said three brothers. So maybe there's that dynamic where it's like kind of almost feels like family. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's where maybe she's getting those feelings, even though it's not, because her family is in Texas. So they're not there. Her brothers are not there. So maybe this is kind of bringing her back to a point when she used to watch football with her dad and brothers. And so she enjoys it. Maybe she's mixing up maybe feelings for him over just like being happy and reminding
Yeah,
her of her family.
that's
But I
true.
would definitely, but I mean, if he like, if he hasn't even tried anything, like not even like flirty, then his mind. I mean, he's just taking it what it is.
Yeah, and she said they're a great couple. So if they're a great
Yeah,
couple, just let them be a great
yeah,
couple. So what I would say is, because if you just peace out, they're gonna be like, "What's up? Why aren't you coming over to hang out?" I would say focus on dating, meet some new people. If you're seeing someone or find someone that you're interested in, you're gonna it's gonna be a distraction from him because you're gonna be like, oh, I'm seeing this guy, and you're gonna get excited about that guy, and it's gonna distract you from whatever feelings you're having for him. Um, I also think if you're over there and you want to continue to go over and hang out with them, maybe focus on your friendship with your friend and like spending time with her and having conversations with her and like quality time with your friend instead of her boyfriend because that's obviously problematic for you. So
all right,
focus on your actual friendship and like working on that and just being a good friend to her. So I don't know. I think find a dude to distract you
But I
and
also think
focus on your friendship.
she sees them as a couple, and that's what she wants. And maybe
Yeah.
she kind of feels like, well, he would be perfect for me, but not in that way. But she sees it like that's how they are, and plus maybe she's just meeting, like she's not dating, or she's meeting just some duds, and she
Mm-hmm.
sees him as kind of like this on this pedestal. But at the end of the day, you're gonna ruin like your friendship, and then you're probably gonna ruin everything because he hasn't done anything. So then they'll want to probably not hang out with her. And I think do
Yeah,
not
that's a
tell.
real quick way to end that.
Hopefully,
It's
you have a therapist. Tell your therapist this.
Yeah, I agree. Talk to a therapist about it. But I think, I mean, for me, the best way to get over someone is to meet someone new. So go talk to some other guys. And if you're really hung up on him and you can't let it go, then that's something to like
Yeah.
maybe you talk to a therapist about and become real honest with yourself about why you're feeling what you're feeling, especially if it doesn't feel like it's reciprocated. So, um, yeah, I think they're both valid points. I think the family aspect is valid. I think dating guys who are not amazing and seeing him in comparison, it's probably playing a role in it too. So
And sometimes you want something you know you can't have.
that's very true.
Or in a
Or,
perfect world, it's a threesome.
yeah, of course, that's where you would take it. That's such a guy answer.
I love it in her, and they have dogs.
And they have dogs. Yeah, that's all the questions I have. So we also have our date therapy episodes with Biana. We'll set one of those up soon, but we need more questions. So send us some more questions and we will get Biana on to answer some of your questions from a licensed therapist. And then Bridget can also jump in on those kind of things. But Bridget is our sex therapist too. So Bridget will we'll have her on to talk about maybe some if you have questions about sex and your relationship. We can do we should do that for episode 69. So if you
69.
and I think it's important because I think a lot of people have questions about stuff like that and they're afraid to talk about it and they're afraid to ask questions. So if you have a question about a situation in your relationship when it comes to sex, when it comes to anything with intimacy, and you're too embarrassed to talk to your therapist about it or your friends or whatever or your partner, which that's a problem in itself if you're afraid to talk to them about it. But if you just want some solutions, you can write us anonymously or you can message me. We'll keep it all as private as you'd like to. But if you would just like to get some answers on things like that, then we're your people. Send us some great questions because we need them. I did just ask for them today, though, so I got 3. That's not bad. We also love your dating stories. So if you have crazy, funny, wild, whatever dating stories,
It doesn't
send
even have
us
to
your
be
story.
crazy, just the dating stories.
Yes, if you have a dating story, because we all do, send us your dating stories. I might tell, no, I'm not going to. That's another thing that's changed in our relationship. I think in the beginning, we could talk about anything when it came to like past relationships and like experiences that we had and get real in depth with it because we didn't like love each other yet. So it wasn't as weird. And now it's like, well, no, you're mine. That's weird. you know? So that's changed a little bit. But we've
Yeah,
also
because
talked
you
about that
always
on the
bring
show.
up your exes,
You do
especially
too.
when you run into them.
It's real weird. I wanted to crawl in a hole and die. You thought it was hilarious, but I was like, this is mortifying. That was more fun for you than it was for me, I
Oh
promise.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead with your sports corner.
First, I'm gonna say I'm in a playoff pool, and I've gone 10-2, which is unbelievable. Because I actually had Seattle, and I tried to change it to the Rams at the last second, but it was locked.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. So I went 10-2. The last time I lost a game was the first weekend of the playoffs. The weekend before I went 4-0. This weekend I went 2-0. So I'm 10-2. So I'm calling myself Jimmy the Greek. If you don't know who Jimmy the Greek is, just Google him. I'm not going to explain it. It's a thing from the 80s. So my sports corner is kind of a dedication. Terry Boers was on the score for I don't know how many years. He also wrote for the
Explain what the
Sun
score
Times.
is.
So the score is a sports radio station in Chicago. It was founded in 1992. I remember this in high school. It first
Wow.
started at 8:20 a.m. Then they went to 11:60, and now I think they're on 6:70. I don't listen to it anymore. But this was before the internet. The only really sports radio was like in New York, so Chicago started it, and Terry Boers was with Dan McNeil, and it was my favorite show. A lot of people liked the North and Jiggett show, but McNeil and Boers were my show, and I loved it. I like it made me want to get into sports radio. It made me want to get into radio. I loved him. Like finally sports radio, and I followed him, and then later he was on with Boers and Bernstein for the longest time. I probably stopped listening, probably like early 2000s because I got satellite radio and stuff. But every now and then I would pop it on. But Terry Boers was like that was my guy. I met him a bunch of times. Cool dude. He's like kind of like that fun uncle. But he wrote for the Sun Times, and then so many things happened. He passed away over the weekend, and so they're doing all this dedication stuff. So it's all popping up on my feed, and I was just getting emotional today and stuff, and all the people coming back, you know, that were successful. Like Mike Greenberg is a huge guy on ESPN. He spent a year at the Score. I mean, just lots of people, and kind of it just made me really think because like he was the reason I wanted to get into sports radio. Now I didn't fulfill it, but I did get into radio, and I went to Columbia for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And now we have
but
this.
yeah,
So
but I
it's
mean
not.
Terry, like that, it hit home. I was just like, oh my god. I mean, he had been retired and stuff, but he was like a pioneer, man. It was awesome. It was like I still remember the Score on at night. So their first station, 8:20, like right around 5:30, 6 o'clock, when it would start getting dark, it would fade out, and they would sign off because it wasn't strong enough. And I think when they went to 11:60, they were able to do like overnights, and then 6:70 they do a lot of stuff. But I mean, a lot of people have passed away since then. I remember a late night show. Tommy Williams passed away. Les Grobber passed away. But I mean, something about it just hit me, and I was just like, man, like I remember when that station, like I heard that there was a sports station. People were talking about it at high school, and I would turn it on at like lunch in the car and just listen to it, and it was awesome. And one of their big breaks was they got the Mike Ditka show, and that was the thing. And Mike Ditka and Terry Boers would go at it, and there was this whole thing. There was a thing called Who You Crappin'. You would call in to like crap on people, but Mike Ditka made it famous because he told Terry Boers, "Who you crapping?" But it hit me. It hit me like the other
Yeah.
day, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Just like everything, because how I am into sports and stuff, and how I love sports, and that's how I was getting on the rant the other day about just the sports media today is just like everything. I don't feel like people are doing their homework anymore. They're just kind of showing up, and it's just such a the prisoner of the moment. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it is what it is. But I just kind of wanted to kind of I don't know how many listeners listen to sports radio anymore or did, but Terry Boers was like a pioneer. He was one of the originals on the Score, and it sucked when I heard that he passed away. And just so many memories and stuff. And like after listening to them, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I still would do that if someone said, "Hey, here's a pathway to get to that." I could probably still do it. I would think about like, fuck it, let's do it. But it's so big now with social media and stuff. Everyone has podcasts. It's not what it used to be because I was
Mm-hmm.
satellite radio. But you had your one sports, and then ESPN 1000 came along, so you had two of them in Chicago, and it kind of go back and forth. But that was kind of my little dedication because he meant a lot to me. It was
Yeah.
kind of
There's always someone like that inspired you and
yeah
made the big, even if you never, because
because he
you
was
said you had met him,
funny.
right?
Yeah, and he was just like that fun uncle. He was just so funny and so goofy, and I think that's just like how I am. And I just
Yeah, it
like,
is.
and then his partner Dan McNeil, he actually got fired. He made a comment about the woman on NBC now, how she looked like what she was wearing, so he kind of got fired and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Dan McNeil was all about like gambling, and so they kind of worked off of each other, and it was really cool. And then so
Would you want to do your own sports podcast?
I would, but I don't. I don't know. I've always thought about it, like mixing gambling and stuff in. Yeah,
We
I would
could
love to do
we
it.
could try it. I mean, I wouldn't
I don't know what I would even do it on.
I could produce it for you and not be on it and it could just be you talking by yourself if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always thought about it.
Because
I
you get
even
real
had like
passionate about it.
I had like the intro, the CBS college football theme all in the
Yeah,
background and
you
doing it.
can't do
Yeah.
that. You
So
have to be original.
yeah, I don't know what I would talk about. Like, there's so many podcasts out there, and there's so much sports radio. Like satellite radio has so many channels, and I listen to it.
Hmm.
I don't even know where I would start. Probably, I would probably do like college sports, but I don't know. I've thought about it, but kind of
It's
sometimes
something
I'm
we
like,
could. No dick pic productions.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, something to think about. Okay, well, let's wrap it up.
So I just wanted to dedicate it because it was it kind of hit me, and I
Yeah.
brought back all the memories of like, you know, before the internet, if you can remember
Yeah.
that.
And that's like, I was going to talk about this in the beginning just because, you know, I don't like to talk about politics on this show. The reason I don't, and it's not because they're not important, because they are. Politics are super important. Getting conversations started about it is incredibly important. I believe very strongly in that. I don't think the show is the place to do it. I think this is a place to escape all of that because it's coming at us from like every direction. Anytime you turn on a TV, anytime you open your phone, everywhere you look, it's just like in your face. And so I want this to be a place where you can go to escape from it, regardless of what angle you're coming from. One thing I can't let go of and pretend it's not happening is everything that's happened in Minnesota is like really like fucked me up and really impacted me as it has for many people. I think that it's a really important time in our country for people to remember to be human and like embrace humanity and not just, it doesn't matter what side you're on, because I've seen people from both sides say this is fucked up, because it is. When you're hearing one thing and then seeing something else, that's not how it's supposed to work. The things that are happening aren't okay. And so I think that for people to be able to admit that is important.
I also think with the how everything's so toxic and politically, like one of the guys in our service department voted for Trump, but we always have open dialogue and we
Hmm.
talk about stuff. Like, it doesn't divide us. It's like, no, I like to see what like the other side's talking about, and I feel
Hmm.
like we're getting away from that. Everyone feels like their side is right and everyone else is wrong, and you have to get heated about it. I always talked about politics is kind of like, I'll go back to sports. It's the whole LeBron Jordan debate, and I would say if I'm Jordan and the guy I'm talking to is LeBron, there's no way the other that person's going to change my mind at all. Like, I'm
Hmm.
convinced of it, but that's okay. I like to hear his side, and I think that's what's happened. You used to be able to talk about politics. They would always say, "Don't talk about politics." I love talking about it because I want to
Hmm.
hear the other side.
Right.
I feel we're not like, people can't talk about it anymore. Let's have an open dialogue, and it's so toxic now. And I think a lot of it is, well, no, a lot of it is social media,
It
and
is.
it's
Absolutely.
misinformation, regardless of
Yes.
what side you're on. The left is getting the messed up information. The right's getting messed up information. I always tell people, if you want to really find out what's going on, do like research yourself. I just think we have to get back to like being human beings and just treating everyone like human beings.
We need to care about each other. And that's the
Empathy.
thing. Like, community is a big deal. Without your community, you're nothing. And so I think that's what is causing such a big stir with what's happened. I think everyone, no matter what, is going, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, this is opening a lot of eyes. This is not a political thing. And people are trying to make it political. It's not. It's a fucked up thing that happened, that we're being fed stuff that's not necessarily true. And it's a blatant lie when you watch what actually happened. And so that's the problem. That's what we should all be mad about, is that our government is straight up lying to us, saying this is what happened when you can see it with your eyeballs that it's not.
Right,
So,
right or wrong, people should not be
right,
getting killed.
exactly. And so you hit it on the head with the social media. The problem with what's happening today with everyone is we are so divided because we are all getting different stories. We are opening our phones, our algorithm knows what we lean towards, and it shows us more and more and more stuff. It shows us stuff of people getting angry, people getting worked up, people talking about political things, and that's all you're seeing is all that stuff. You're only seeing one side of it. You're not seeing the other side or the whole story. So, a good place to go is Ground News. Ground News will show you both sides, and it'll show you what's more left leaning, what's more right leaning, what's more centrist. That's a good way to verify whether you're getting the full story or not, because sometimes you need to see both sides to get the whole picture. Doesn't mean one's right, one's wrong. Sometimes one is right, one is wrong. But like, to understand everyone's point of view and where people are coming from, you need to know what everyone's being told. And so there are places you can go to find that and to find what's legitimate, because nobody trusts anything anymore. I mean, even if it's something that you agree with, because there's a lot of creators that I follow that I believe what they're saying and I trust them, but I also want to verify it because they are putting more of a spin on it than
Yeah.
than is always necessary. So, I mean, I think when you're talking politics, when it's legitimate politics, I can agree to disagree. When you're talking
Right.
about someone, the value of someone's life, that's not a political thing. That's just a humanity thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to say. Back to dick pics and dating. So again, we don't talk about this on the show. That's not the place for it. There are plenty of places you can go for it, but I just wanted to. I couldn't say nothing.
Gotta fight the power.
Okay, so you can find us on Instagram at no dpixpod, everywhere else at no dickpixpod. Be sure to rate and review and subscribe and all those good things. Be sure to send us your questions, send us your stories, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the No Dick Pics podcast.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.